举金银元来上普佛天尊，举金银元来上普佛天尊，阿头毛库Vegubra Vegudla Leolam Amen. Welcome back, Wayfarer. I hope you are doing well. Thought I would take this opportunity to allow you to join me, invite you to join me in a moment of prayer here in the temple, as it were. It's the first day of the last lunar month of the year of the snake, fire snake, and we're about to go into the fire horse, right? So no better way to finish off the year than the adoration of Abraxas, right? Holy art thou, Lord of the universe, vast and the mighty one, creator of heaven and earth, maker of all things visible and invisible, master of both the light and the darkness, he who was, is, and always shall be. We adore thee and we invoke thee. Send us one of your divine spiritual agents, our holy guardian angel, to protect and guide us through the innumerable snares of the earthly sphere, and a cleansing wind to disperse all negativity and endless human opinion. Teach us those secret things which we must know for the completion of the great work and the glory of thine ineffable name, Adonai. So it is commanded and confirmed. So mote it be. Amen. There's the alarm going off, right? I, your youngest son, in the presence of the Lord of the universe, who works in silence, and not but silence can express, do hereby dedicate myself to the accomplishment of the great work by taking the following vow. I, of my own free will and accord, do hereby and hereon most solemnly pledge to keep secret all of my occult knowledge from any and all whom I may deem unworthy due to their evil intentions or lying ways. I undertake to prosecute with zeal the study of the occult sciences for the betterment of myself, to be placed in such a passive state. Hmm, activity within passivity, right? That any person, power, or being may not cause me to lose control of my thoughts, words, or actions. Thoughts, words, and actions. I will not use my powers for any evil purposes. I agree to these points generally and severally upon this sacred and sublime symbol, the Rose Cross. Without evasion, equivocation, or mental reservation of any kind whatsoever. I realize that I should willfully break this, my magical oath, that I shall be known as a perjuring wretch, void of all moral worth and unfit for the society of all right and true persons. Furthermore, should I break this, my magical oath, may my weapon turn against me and turn to dust, and may all of my magic and rituals be for naught. So help me, Lord of the universe, and my own higher holy guardian angel. Yeah, so that's one vow in the initiation process that originally comes from the Golden Dawn Neophyte ritual. We work in silence, and not but silence can express. This is a vow you swear before you start doing the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram neophyte. Um, We could finish with a little practice on the middle pillar. See if we don't have a copy of it near at hand. Imagine, if you will, standing in a void space, robed in the Stygian black robe of the neophyte, barehead, barefoot if you like. You might like to have. I typically don't like to. It's up to you. Either way, you're in your robe, right? I got my green and black robe on today. What is this called? The tartan pattern, Scottish a bit, I believe. There's the basic god names for the middle pillar. Imagine, if you will, a scintillating sphere of bright light above you. Pull a beam down, do the fourfold breath, and abide in silence for a few moments. It's funny. I've got a stand for my book. I've got a couple of stands. I've got my Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn book on one stand, but then I've got a stand for this one as well. But right now, I've got my iPad sitting on the stand that my book is on. And I just thought to look for the stand for this book and realized that my iPad is sitting on it. That's okay. Take a moment to breathe. Deep inhale, hold for a moment, relax, exhale. Hey, we've got a visitor in Happy Land. Good to see you, visitor. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. I thought I would join you for a little Mojo Shop. Good to see you, Mojo Shop. Long time no see, man. How you doing, brother? Hope you're all right, brother or sister. Frater et Soros. Um, Thought I'd do a little morning prayer with you guys today. Just chilling, getting ready for the chat with Jack Talcott show. That ought to be fun. Talcott, Jack Talcott. If you guys don't know, tell a friend, right? Middle pillar. Command yourself to relax. Take a deep breath. Inhale, hold for a moment. 3, 2. Exhale and relax. Continue rhythmic, natural breathing. Imagine above your head a sphere of scintillating white light. As you inhale, the sphere expands and ripples slightly. As you exhale, it condenses and solidifies. Continue to do so. Upright posture, rhythmic, natural breathing. When you feel in tuned with the sphere of scintillating white light above your head, you have essentially reached out and made a link between yourself and the higher powers above, Lord of the universe. Holy art thou, Lord of the universe, the vast and the mighty one, creator of heaven and earth, maker of all things visible and invisible. Direct your attention to the sphere above. Imagine a column of scintillating bright white light coming down and entering the head at the top of the cranium and invoke on the light touching, inhale and a hey yay. Inhale again, scintillating white light swirling. Each time you do the inhale, you imagine the sphere expanding above, the light condensing down as you vibrate. Eh, hey. Touch that center, if you will. The entire celestial dantian is now filled with scintillating light from above, the column between. You're imagining the entire series of emanations throughout, beginning above, bringing down to the celestial dantian and invoking. Eh, hey. To set your mind at ease, this comes from Ecclesiastes in the original Hebrew. This is the first appearance, I believe, of this name of God. It's Aheye, Esher, Aheye, or I will be what I will be, right? I am what I am, like Popeye. But it's not I am what I am, but I will be what I will be. I am becoming, or I am, well, I will be what I will be. Eh, after you've done 3 or 4 repetitions and breaths at the celestial dantian, you're going to be funneling that energy down. Imagine like a triangle pointing down, right, into the throat center. You can touch there. Deep in breath. The column of light continues. Inhale all the way to the top. As you exhale, passing through, penetrating the energy down further in. Yod Hey Vav Hey Elohim. There's symbols and colorations associated with each of the centers of energy. This is Da'at, basically translates as great voice. Pull again from above, down through Aheye, into the throat center. Yod Hey Vav Hey Elohim. Each time, a deep inhale, filling the centers of light. After the invocation, return to natural rhythmic breathing. Deep inhale, touch the center. Yod Hey Vav Hey Elohim. Take a moment to visualize scintillating white light above, streaming a column down into the mind, the celestial dantian. Eheye, Asher, eheye, eheye. Energy continuing down, the fulcrum at the throat center. Yod Hey Vav Hey Elohim. Now you're going to continue that energy down into Tiferet, the center Dantian or terrestrial Dantian, the Dantian of the Son of Man, the Christos, the seat and the throne of where Christ should be in your heart, right? The kingdom of heaven is within. And you will invoke again the Tetragrammaton along with Eloah Vadat. Yod He Vav He Eloah Vadat. In one breath. Again, return to natural rhythmic breathing. Adjust your posture as necessary. Inhale, command yourself to relax, aspiring up. Exhale, energy comes down in, illuminating the spheres, and invoke. Yo He Val He Elo Avadat. Continue natural rhythmic breathing. There are now a sphere of light above, within the mind palace, at the throat center, and in the center dantian. We're pulling the energy down from above, so below. We'll do one more at Tiferet. Inhale, full stream of energy, continuing to visualize all spheres of light. Yod He Vav He Elo Avadat. Continue natural rhythmic breathing, visualizing all centers of light, all spheres, the great Ein Sof or above, the energy streaming down a column of light into the celestial Dantian, Eheye, focusing down into Da'at, Yod He Vahe Elohim, further down into the body at Tiferet, Yod He Vahe Eloah Vadat. Continuing the stream now down into the infernal Dantian, a couple of finger widths below the navel, and a couple of finger widths in is where you want the center of the sphere of light. Pull the column down, inhale and relax all the way from the top, pulling the energy all the way down. Shaddai El Kai. Scintillating energy of light penetrating deep into the bodily cave, all the way down. Inhale, exhale, touch the Dantian, lower Dantian. Shaddai El Kai. Continue natural rhythmic breathing, touching. Either use the sword hand or your wand to touch that center. Shaddai El Kai. Chai Kai Kai. Chai Kai. I've heard both. According to what they understand, Kai would be more appropriate with a guttural. But we are we are modern practitioners, so you need not over stress exact pronunciation. Mine's Mine's as pretty close as you're going to get to the way most people agree about the Hebrew language. Shaddai El Chai El Kai. Lower Dantian. Now, if you're standing in your practice, Wayfarer, from Shaddai El Kai, the infernal Dantian, you'll point all the way down to the feet, continuing that column of energy. As above, so below. Inhale, feel the energy, feel the sphere, the column of light coming all the way down, and pointing at the ground at your feet and invoking Adonai Haaretz. Inhale, raise the wand above you. Exhale, bringing the energy all the way down and invoke as you point at the ground. Adonai Haaretz. We'll do it for a third and final time. Inhaling all the way down the energy, Ein Sof 4 to the Eheye, Yod He Vahe Elohim, Yod He Vahe Or Eoch Ha Vadat, Shaddai El Kai, all the way to the bottom, pointing at the feet. Adonai Haaretz. Once you complete the middle pillar ritual, stand there for a while, enjoying the energy you've created, letting the energy continue to funnel down in to all of the centers of light within the body, right? Imagining the course from the top down into the celestial Dantian, the storehouse of spirit, all the way down past the center of commanding, the source of the word, further down into the Christ center, the terrestrial Dantian, Son of Man, further down into the infernal Dantian, right? Shaddai Elkai, imagining all of the energies and associations activating within your auric field, all those centers of energy, and then all the way down into Malkut, right? You've basically just drawn down the lightning bolt of Zeus into the physical body. And along its path, you've invoked a Hebrew name of God, a God name, basically just God, right? The many are one, the one are many, the one is many, and seeded that power of seal of protection over that center, all the way down. So just to satisfy your need for pronunciation, here we have it at the top, Eheye, Yod He Vahe Elohim, Yod He Vahe El O Vadat, Shaddai El Kai, and finally Adonai Haaretz. If inclined to do so, you can learn these in their Hebrew script. That'll add a lot of value to your practice. Um, and as a result, yeah, I found that once I started adding the Hebrew script to the sounds of the words, I've been practicing for a while before I actually did it. But once I did add the Hebrew script with their appropriate hermetic coloration and vibratorial frequency, I found that it benefited a lot, right? Like if we contemplate the Kabbalistic cross and Ata, Malkut, Vegubra, Vegudla, Leolam, Amen, right? This is the Hebrew for thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. Right? It's the end of the Lord's Prayer. So invoke often, Wayfarer. Inflame yourself with prayer. I'm gonna go ahead and finish off with a single tarot cards, energetic formation for the day. This is typically a part of my practice each morning, right? I like to do the middle pillar, the LBRP, and some other prayers and qigongs that I like to do. Um, I'll share as much with you there in the outer circle, right? And then do a little tarot contemplation. Heaven and earth, divine spirits and ancient masters, your youngest son would like a card for the collective magical community, an energetic card for the day, something to focus on and learn from. A plate from the book of Tahuti. We will accept this card, whether it shows good fortune or misfortune, cut with the left hand, basically the center of the deck. Stack it back up. We're just going with a single card and the reveal. Today's focus, the Queen of Pentacles, a Venusian earth goddess, a feminine manifestation of the energies of Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. The rabbit, I believe there's a rabbit, yeah, in the foreground, right at my finger. Last night when I came home, there were three big rabbits in the yard, and it was -10. And I thought, good God, what are these rabbits doing? Maybe they're freezing to death. Maybe I should grab them up and make a rabbit stew. But they were really big, like the size larger than your average house cat, right? Big fluffy bunnies running around the yard downstairs, right? So fecundity, nature's abundance, right? Something to contemplate. See the ripening grapes above, that old god of wine, Bacchus, flowers in the garden, just a beautiful landscape. So all of those energies associated with the fertility, fecundity, and abundance of nature, those stabilized earth energies, feminine earth energies, right? This isn't the masculine representation, it's the queen. So coolness, stillness, attainment. Imagine storehouses of grain. You can go ahead and track the card in if you know your tarot contemplation ritual. You track about a half-inch strip from left to right or right to left, top to bottom, bottom to top, whatever you like, center out. You could do a swirl, but you track the card in to the mind in memory, coloration, symbology, strip by strip. Continuing natural rhythmic breathing using the light of the mind to penetrate out and reflect back into the astral temple. Bring the card, bring the plate from the Book of Tahuti back into the astral temple. So 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、十、九、八、七、六、五、四、三、二、一. All right. After you've tracked the card into the mind palace, then you're going to close your eyes and recreate the same card in the same way. E R San Su 五六七八九十十九八七六五四三二一. Once you've finished, try to recreate the entire plate in its wholeness in your mind's eye as you relax and interact with the card. Imagine it in motion. Imagine the Queen of Pentacles upon her throne, the rabbit running around at her feet, right? Maybe it's chilling, eating some grass, looking up, looking down. The lush foliage kind of undulating in a breeze, like a warm summer breeze or autumn, right? I don't think it's time. It's maybe somewhere at the cusp of the thriving of the natural world become before things fully come to fruition, right? Could be just thereafter, after you've put a lot of the grains into the storehouses or they're drying in the sun. You could smell the earthy loam, right? Imagine her. She turns to look at you. She's contemplating her pentacle. Imagine all those energies. Imagine all of the articulated arabesques and intricate carving on her stone throne, her robes, little feet poking out underneath, right? The crown on her head with the little flowers, maybe hibiscus or something at the top, the arched garden way above her head with the flowers raining down the mountains, the rich agrarian landscape with hills behind her. Imagine all that, the colors, the color of her robe, the overall colors of the card, the energy it makes you feel. How do you feel when you when you counsel with her, right? Do you know her name? Then say a quick prayer, let the image go, right? And you're done with the tarot contemplation ritual. Three refreshing breaths to invigorate you. You may eat, hold for a moment, relax, returning to the waking world. Eat, R, relax, opening your eyes, right? Rub the face a little, rub your face. of the eyes, the brow. Third breath, relax, and you're done. Tarot contemplation ritual. Guys, we made it a long way. Did the adoration of Abraxas. We did the vow to the great work. We did the middle pillar exercise and the tarot contemplation ritual. So you have a little insight into my daily practice. As you can see, that took 30 minutes. It usually doesn't take me that long to get through that part of it. But because I took the time to share it with you and talk about it as we went through it, it took significantly longer. But yeah, blessings. I just wanted to drop by and say hi to everyone. That old chats with Jack is probably going to get started soon. So I'm going to go ahead here and sign off for the day. Much love, beloved. I hope you're doing well. I hope that your magical practice has been invigorating you and you're learning from the ways, the pathways of the Magi. And maybe you're inspired to do the greater work of the scholar warrior. And I'd like you to share with me down in the comments how you fellowship with the divine source and how you do your morning practice, right? This is just a little bit of insight into my morning daily ritual practice. I believe that each has the right and authority to commune with and worship God and nature and with the divine source in their own unique way. And before we go on, Liber res Helios, hail unto thee who art raw in thy rising, even unto thee who art raw in thy strength, who travellest over the heavens at the uprising of the sun. Tahuti, lord of magic, standeth in his glory at the prow, and Rahor abideth at the helm. Hail unto thee from the abodes of twilight. So it is commanded and confirmed. So mote it be. Amen. All right, y'all, good looking, happy people, good looking, sexy people out in Happy Land. I will see you in the abodes of the future at Astra per Aspera. Until next time, keep doing good magic. Bye for now.